time to talk about your health. Living a Primal Lifestyle with your hosts, Nico and Ellen Haan. Now, Nico and Ellen Haan.
Good morning, I'm Nico Haan, and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced and natural wild world.
To recover our natural health and regain our rights and freedoms. Good morning, I'm Ellen Haan.
It's a beautiful day in downtown St. Petersburg, 63 degrees and clear skies. Yeah, it's beautiful this morning.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I'd like to remind you to pick up our Primal Edge. We have a special on right now. Here it is, right here. There it is. $25 off. Primal Edge holiday sale. This goes through to the first of the year. So with Primal code 2020, you get $25 off your first bottle if you subscribe.
Primal 2020.
Primal 2020. Isn't that what I said?
No, you said Primal Code.
Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing here.
It's early.
It's early, yes. And, of course, the Health Signals newsletter, it follows the show, so all the articles we talk about are in there, so you can make up your own mind. Today, I want to start off with the top 5. Well, first of all, it's a new day because the election is pretty much over.
Right.
The new vaccines have come about, so things are kind of looking up, and people are, I think, hyped up about it.
Yeah, and the article is about overeating when you go out for the holidays, and it'll be interesting because I think the gatherings are not going to happen that would normally happen. You know, there won't be so many parties. There won't be so many.
Probably right.
You know, families get together, hopefully, but ultimately, I don't know. But,
well, we don't have any plans, so there you go.
Well, yeah, and normally we would.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, normally this is family, friends, and now it's not so much. We've got a couple of ideas, but we're probably going to stay home. But what we're talking about here is, and this comes from the paleo diet. I think
it's actually just a great idea to contemplate when you're going out to eat, when you're going to any kind of a gathering. You know, we went to a bridal shower. You know, and we ate before we went.
Yeah.
And we're always very polite. And if people ask, we say, you know, it looks beautiful, we're just on a restricted diet.
Well, not only that, we had planned to leave before the eating started because of time restraint. I had to get up real early the next morning, and it was 7 o'clock, so that was it. This one starts off with offering a dish. So you're going to go someplace, and instead of maybe partaking in what or maybe you know that the food there is not what you're going to be eating, so it's time to bring that. And it says here, have you ever been invited to dinner when you're certain that the healthy food choices will be few to none?
And healthy being in terms of what your standards are for how you eat.
Yeah, and coming from the paleo diet here on this website, naturally they're going to skew that towards paleo. Makes sense. It says don't announce beforehand what you're doing, just show up with a beautiful dish. And that's a nice way of doing it. You can eat that.
Yeah. Yeah, and very often
or...
if we go somewhere where maybe you'll take a bottle of wine that we like, you know, that you know you like,
right?
And then you can drink the wine you brought. Just that way you know you have something that you like.
Yeah. The second one is directing the conversation. You're at a party and intentionally avoiding the sugary and otherwise unhealthy offerings.
You know, it's amazing to me. When I grew up, you know, my mother always said, never, ever comment on what somebody's eating. Don't make any remarks about people's food.
That was the polite thing to do.
Right. Well, now apparently it's
it's
such a problem that they're talking about, you know, how you can change the conversation, which is not a bad thing either. But if somebody comments on you not eating the food or
well, some people are pushy.
Oh yeah.
You know,
think?
Come on, have a It's not going to hurt you, just one little cookie, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, that is a problem, too. I don't like this particular part. I mean, if people ask me about diet, I certainly will tell them. But at a party, I don't think you want to go through directing people how to eat.
No, but by the same token, it is an opportunity to say, you know, because of the way I react to the food, I have found that if I don't eat this particular thing, it's better for me. I feel better.
And I like the way you put that. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, too. I try and turn things around so that you're actually making it a positive thing, making it an objective thing, not a subjective thing, you know, and it's personal. I'm not telling you what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that helps. And usually you end up in a good conversation with something like that. Of course, it usually ends up like, yeah, but what do you eat if you don't eat bread, you know?
Yeah,
and
of course.
but
Number
that's
3
okay.
strategy here is forego breakfast. The holiday season brings in numerous late-night snacking situations. So if you know you're going to be eating stuff that you maybe shouldn't, or you're going to be overeating, here's one way. They say foregoing breakfast. You know, if you're 90% of the time you're eating really well, or even 80% of the time, the one time you binge on bad stuff, you might have a little bit of reaction, probably not going to be that bad. Why not make choices of eating the good stuff? And even if you overeat, it's not going to be any big deal, because that's what our ancestors did. I mean, if you come upon a kill or kill an animal, and you're going to eat as much of it as you can before you leave. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I think our ancestors did that. If you don't know where your next meal is coming from, you're going to eat till you're full.
You know, I think I would be happier eating breakfast and then limiting the amount of food I ate late. You know, I'm not sure I would skip. That's the other thing. People do that like at Thanksgiving. They don't eat all day so they can really eat a Thanksgiving dinner. But realistically, you can't eat that much. And if you do, you don't feel well.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's generally the way it is, especially with turkey. It makes you sleepy.
Yeah, so I don't know. You know, it's an interesting concept of.
And number 4 here is pre-eat before buffets. Well, first of all, buffets, I would hardly ever recommend those. But during COVID times, I wouldn't recommend.
Well, there are no buffets in restaurants and so on, but people may still put food out in a buffet setting.
Yeah.
You know, and pre-eating is just, you have to protect yourself, and you have to look out for your own well-being. And if you know that you're not going to, on the other hand, if you're going to someone's home and they're going to put food out for you, you don't want to be insulting or rude. So you may find yourself, pick and choose what you eat. You know, don't eat the potatoes. Eat some vegetables, eat some carrots, you know, something like that.
Or just say, I'm fasting today. That's another way. I mean, then you're off the hook, right?
Well, I suppose, but...
Strange day to pick the fast, though.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what I was thinking. And the other thing is, you know, it's not so much you want to go to everybody's house and say, oh, I ate before I came.
Yeah, that's for sure, yeah. Number 5 strategy is watering down the drinks. And this is probably a pretty good strategy. You can do this with wine. You can use mineral water, which gives you some extra vitamins and minerals, and, you know, takes away some of the hangover stuff. So it's definitely
staying
diluting.
hydrated also helps with that.
Yeah, exactly, because the alcohol will take some of the H2O out of you. So, yeah, definitely drinking water, it's a good strategy.
Water doesn't take water out of you, honey. I think you got that back.
Oh, I mean, alcohol takes water. Yeah, thanks for straightening me out. That's why you're here, honey. Okay, so we got more coming, so please pick up our Primal Edge. And today, of course, is the day that you can have the $25 savings. To pick that up, pick up the Health Signals newsletter, and we'll be right back.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hey, welcome back to the show. The next article we have here is from Runner's World, written by Elizabeth Millard. And this is about vitamin D. You might not be absorbing as much vitamin D as you think, and here's how to maximize the process. Now, vitamin D is a good solution also to prevent colds and flus and COVID and things like that.
Helps mitigate
So vitamin D is very important. Here in Florida, we get plenty of it from the sun, but there's still a question of absorption, how your body treats the vitamin D, and it has to do with your gut health. If you've got a healthy gut, your beneficial bacteria produce more of a substance called butyrate, which is essentially a byproduct when fibers are breaking down. And this is, when your food breaks down and it goes into your stomach, there's all kinds of organs that send in different bacteria and different acids, your fatty acids, your enzymes, your hydrochloric acid, and the butyrate. Mm-hmm. And these are the things, the healthy gut, that helps you absorb these vitamins, not just vitamin D, but all the vitamins. So it's really important to understand this.
You know, it's interesting is that we've talked a lot over the months and years about the importance of gut health.
Right.
And how it affects your whole well-being, and that if you don't have it, then it really can wreak havoc with your system.
Right.
And
because the food you absorb is what you're living on.
Right.
If you can't absorb it, then you're pooping it out, and you're not absorbing it, so you don't get the benefit of the food. Mm-hmm. And that's not a good thing. And we know in America and Western cultures, we have an unhealthy population, and I believe a lot of it has to do with the absorption, the gut health. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So what's the connection with this? And this has been studied for quite a while. According to a senior study, the author is Deborah Cadu, MD, Director of Osteoporosis Clinic at UC at San Diego Health. It's all about a substance called butyrate. If you have a healthy gut, your beneficial bacteria produces more of this, which is basically the byproduct made from when fibers are broken down. And this is fibers, whatever fibers. You know, we talk about fibers just being plant food, but there's also fiber in muscle and meat and things like that. So it's important to realize that. The word active, it makes the bacteria active.
Now, she says that if you, the easiest way to optimize vitamin D signaling and activate the butyrate is to ensure you get plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables of many different colors in your daily diet. This provides vitamins and minerals, but also promotes a nourishing environment for healthy gut bacteria.
I like how they always have to throw in the vegetables and the nuts and stuff like that when any type of food is going to do this, as long as it's good food. Whether if you're eating a piece of meat, a piece of fish, a fruit, it really doesn't make any difference. If you have the gut health there, it's going to break down the materials and give you that.
Right. And it's hard. It's, everything affects your gut. What you eat specifically affects your gut, and then how you feel affects your gut, and emotions affect your gut. And
yeah, I've got another article here about the 9 health benefits of butyrate. So I thought we'd do that since this touches right on that. Your gut needs butyrate for health and is made by the gut microbiome. Microbiome. Excuse me. Here's what you need to know about it. Well, number one, it fuels your cells. Unlike most other cells in your body, which use sugar, glucose as their main energy source, the cells of your lining of your gut mainly use butyrate. Without butyrate, the cells will not be able to carry out their functions correctly, and their function is to break down the food.
And butyrate is called a prebiotic.
That's right.
So if your body, it says that it's absolutely necessary for your gut health, and it makes energy for some of your gut cells. It can plug a leaky gut and even help stabilize blood sugar and cholesterol levels.
Right.
Which is, so the question is, how do you make sure that your butyrate is, the amount of butyrate you're creating and producing is sufficient?
Well, that's a really good question. There's a 3-way relationship with this. With the butyrate fuels colonocytes.
Thank
you very much. And
I'll just pronounce it.
And these are from the colon naturally, and these cells help provide oxygen-free environment in which the beneficial gut microbes thrive. We don't want oxygen in there. It keeps the inflammation down.
Right.
It keeps it in check.
Right.
So if your gut cells are healthy themselves, then you're going to produce the butyrate and the other things that you need to digest the food.
There are, of course, other microbes that work in concert with butyrate. Right. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce them.
Well, I'm not going to do it, that's for sure.
But what they do is they contribute to turning the prebiotics, like the dietary fiber, into the butyrate. So it's a complex system, our bodies, and it's amazing what they can do.
Well, the other thing, too, is number 2 here, they talk about harnessing the antioxidant powers, and we know the antioxidants are the things that fight the free radicals in our body. These are things that are going through our body, the little sugars and things that might be toxic to us, and the antioxidants grab those things, and it'll help protect your body.
Free radicals are the waste products from chemical reactions in the body.
Mm-hmm.
So, and antioxidants, of course, are the defense, the natural defense against
right.
them.
And the large numbers of free radicals can damage and overwhelm the whole repair system that's going on. Remember, too, that while you're digesting food, your body's not repairing. And it has to be a system that works for a couple of hours and then stops because it's done its job. So now the body can go back to other things because it does have other functions. We want to maintain our body. We want to repair things that have gone wrong. We want the whole thing to work nicely. So
yeah, and at the highest possible level.
Yeah.
The healthiest possible level.
So increased butyrate production can improve the barrier function of that gut.
Of the colonocytes.
Yeah, and the secondary antioxidant functions, too. This reduces the risks of diseases like cancer.
Bowel cancer.
Yeah,
inflammatory bowel disease.
Yeah, IBD and IBS, which is the syndrome.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Which I think I had for many, many years until I stopped eating the grains and things like that. Number 3, it prevents the gut inflammation. Your lining maintains a certain level of inflammation. And in case there's any changes, all these microbes and everything like that are protecting that lining. So you don't want it to become inflamed because that's where it stretches, it opens up, things can go through the wall and enter your bloodstream. That's not a good thing.
And it also creates oxidative damages because when the inflammation comes in, the more oxygen comes in, and and then over a prolonged period of time, it can even lead to cancer.
Yeah. So the anti-inflammatory effects of the butyrate reduces oxidative stress and controls the damage caused by the free radicals.
That's really interesting stuff, things you don't think about.
Yeah, so your diet has a massive effect on both butyrate production as well as the gut inflammation. A diet high in fiber, particularly beneficial for butyrate production because it feeds your butyrate producing bacteria. More butyrate means less inflammation. Yeah. And we really don't know. I mean, we've talked a lot about fiber and things like that. So, you know, we don't eat a lot of plant fiber. We're figuring that the fiber in the muscle of the meats and things like that will do the similar thing. And the fourth one is take action against cancer. And when we come back, we'll talk about that. Stick around, folks. We got a little bit more. Pick up the Primal Edge, folks. We got $25 off right now if you use that code.
Primal 2020.
Primal 2020.
You've heard Nico Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're talking, we talk a lot about probiotics, and we take probiotics on a daily basis, but right now we're talking about prebiotics, butyrate.
Right.
And the colonocytes in your gut need the butyrate in order to have energy, and if they don't have the energy, they don't work. Now, if they don't work, then cells that are associated with tumor progression can thrive, and these give off inflammatory signals which lead to development of tumors. So low dietary fiber means reduced butyrate production, and reduced butyrate is a risk factor for colon cancer.
Yeah.
So they're talking a lot about the fact that you really need a healthy gut biome, and you need that butyrate in order to help prevent cancer.
Yeah, so you need that bacteria in there, and this is why we take some of those probiotics and prebiotics. And also HCl, hydrochloric acid, is another one that we use. So these are important things to keep that whole system going, so you have a bowel movement every day, and things keep on moving down the line. Number 5 is plug a leaky gut. Of course, I've had personal experience in my younger days of that, in fact, through most of my life.
And I think a lot of people have leaky gut problems.
Yeah. And this is where the cell walls kind of open up and leave gaps, and the food particles can actually get into your bloodstream, and that causes lots of different problems. But it's, your lining of your gut is the key to the health of the gut. So these prebiotics, probiotics all help keep that whole system running.
But it's interesting because they talk about frequent snacking, and they say, there are spaces between the cells, and the butyrate helps it relax enough to let the nutrients go through, but then it stops. But if you continually snack, that creates an ongoing open spaces.
This is really important because a part of, in the exercise world, there's a whole regime of eating a continuous basis. In other words, every couple of hours you eat something. And this gives your body no rest at all. And remember that we stated before that your repair in your body is not going on while you're digesting. So if you're constantly snacking, this is really, really bad for you. This is going to stop the repairs.
Right.
And that's what you want.
And, it's something to think about.
Yeah, and number 6 is combat obesity and diabetes. Of course, we're talking about the whole system working right. So when the whole system does work right, then there's nothing plugged up. You're not gaining any weight. You're not spiking your insulin as much, and you're not storing fat.
And it's a balance again. We've talked about balance a lot, and your whole system has to be balanced.
Yeah, and this is another part of it. We talked in the just a minute ago about not eating, every hour, every 2 hours. And this is important because insulin is also released every time, your pancreas is kind of testing the waters. Little insulin, do I need a little bit more?
Your blood sugar low, your blood sugar high.
Right, so it's testing the system, and it's going to be always testing the system. Insulin is produced enough already. We don't want to overproduce it because it's also stored as fat.
Well, that's exactly
and
right.
Even if you're not gaining weight on this, what you're doing is storing toxins in your body, too. Yeah, because it wants to hide those things.
Right. When your blood sugar is too high, insulin tells the body's muscle and fat cells to take in the excess glucose.
Right.
And so that whole thing, again, you're out of balance, and you're storing fat, you're gaining weight. It's not just a problem with diabetes, it's also a problem with obesity.
Yeah. Number 7, protecting your brain. So we definitely want to do that. Yeah. As well as it rolls in the gut, butyrate has significant potential to support the brain health. Butyrate produced by the bacteria in your colon has a range of biological functions. These functions are also associated with the brain and the nervous system.
Neuroprotective effects. It targets the pathways with the progression of diseases like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, stroke, and autism. And so butyrate can, in fact, influence brain health, and a diet could be a simple way to improve symptoms and disease outcomes.
Yeah, boosting your butyrate production through your diet is easy and low risk. One day it may be even a potential treatment for brain diseases. More importantly, increasing your butyrate production right now can benefit your health in many ways. And number 8 is boosting the butyrate with fiber. So using fiber in the plants and animals that we eat is going to keep that gut nice and healthy. Fiber contains what it does is when it breaks down, it kind of ferments in your body. Now, we don't have a big fermenting factory like a cow does or other types of ruminants, but we can certainly tolerate a small amount of vegetables, a small amount of fruit, especially in season, especially the vegetables if they're cooked nicely. And this will help you, with your gut inflammation.
That picture is interesting because it shows eggs and meat and cheese and avocados, olive oil, fish, vegetables and fruits, and nuts.
Yeah, so it's the correct way of looking at it. Generally when you're talking at websites about fiber, you're mainly talking about plants. This being the paleo diet, they're talking about the whole spectrum of eating, because even though we don't call the fiber in that piece of meat there fiber, it is fiber. It's just a different type of fiber than the chicken, a little different than certainly the salmon and the chips, whatever these nuts are.
Nuts
here.
are, yeah.
Yeah, and the avocado and things like that. So avocado, even though it's high in fat, it has fiber in it, and it has some nice carbohydrates that are healthy. The cheese is there. So this is a nicely balanced meal. It's not something that's skewed. You would say it's not carnivore, it's not vegetarian or vegan. It's just a nicely balanced, the way we used to eat probably 100 years ago. That's kind of the way I look at it. So foods that benefit butyrate production are, they say here, barley, oats, rye, bran, whole wheat, whole grains, mushrooms, apples, citrus, berries, onions, and garlic. So pretty much any kind of plant food.
On grains, which for me, grains are
a no-no.
Antithetical to gut health.
Yeah.
It causes
well, we eat
lots
a little
of problems.
bit here now and then, but not too much.
Yeah.
The last thing here, it says about social communication. The word is in fact derived from the Latin, so they're actually coming up with
Butyrum, meaning butter.
That's pretty easy. Scientists believe we use short-chain fatty acids like butyrate to communicate with each other. It's known as fermentation hypothesis for chemical communication. So there's a silent communication going on with our gut, even through each other, perhaps. Who knows? I mean, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's also interesting that they talk about chemical communication from body to body, and that butyrate contributes to that as well.
Let me sit a little closer to get those chemicals working.
I think we're going to feel
we can't go much closer than this right now, but later on, maybe so. Okay, stick around, folks. We got a lot more, and we'll be right back.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And welcome back. We have an article here about fish oil, 8 things you need to know before you take a fish oil supplement. And did you know that fish oil is the most taken supplement in the world right now?
That's very interesting. It's omega-3 is what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the difference between omega-3 and omega-6? And how many omegas are there?
There's quite a few. There's 12 and 9. I really don't know how many there are, but the difference between the 3 and the 6 is very inflammatory, and the 3 is anti-inflammatory. And there's a certain code of 3-to-1 ratio is what we think human beings, 1-to-1 ratio to a 1-to-3 ratio, we think that's our healthy need for having 6-to-3.
Well, do we get omega-6 in food we eat?
Yes, a lot, yeah. In most foods we eat. In fact,
do we need it for something?
Yeah, we do. We need the anti-inflammatory to...
No, that's omega-3.
Well, we need the anti-inflammatory omega-6 and 12 and all these other ones to kind of help spur on things in our body. It's a communication device in a sense. If you have too much, then there's too much activity going on. But if you have just a nice balance of omega-3 and 6 being the higher number and 3 being the lower number, so a 1-to-3 ratio or even a 1-to-1 ratio is very healthy for us, even though that's inflammatory. Because we want to be slightly inflammatory with these oils to help our immune system.
Oh, to boost the immune system.
Yeah, to boost the immune system. So there is a nice balance there. And it's in seafood, of course. That's what we hear most of it, omega-3. They don't mention in here, they mention seafood, they mention nuts and seeds, they plant oils and fortified foods. That includes yogurt, juice, milk, soy drinks, and things like that. Also, our meat has it in it, a grass-fed cow. And this is one of the reasons that we chose to eat a grass-fed cow or a wild animal rather than one that's brought up on grains. The reason is because the grains skew that number of omega-6 to 3. Instead of 3-to-1, it could be 12, 20-to-1. So that's highly inflammatory, and that's what we don't want. So the grass-fed cow is having its omega-3 from the grass.
Yeah,
but there's not a lot of omega-3 in the grains, in the seeds. So you're feeding them grains, there's more fat going in there that is inflammatory. And this is why they fatten up the cows 6 weeks before.
Yeah, they feed them a bunch of grain.
Feed them a bunch of grains. You get that nice marbling. It's not as healthy. And, of course, it's much healthier if you let them eat the natural food all the way to the end. Not as fat a cow, healthier cow and much better for
Better
us.
quality of meat and better
it's also
digest.
better for the, remember, in the last few weeks we've been talking about environmental stuff, and this is how the environment works. The cow poops in the grass grows, it eats the grass, we bring other animals in, the animals move, they don't stay in one place. So we have the whole thing backwards. So last week when we talked about nature versus man, we're just actually taking nature out of it. And we want to put nature back into it. And one of the ways we do that is through eating properly. So the fish oils are hugely important. There's both types, EPA and DHA. There's an other one called ALA, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's alpha-linoleic acid.
Right, yeah.
That one I can pronounce.
Hey, you have an easier time than I do.
But there are three kinds of omega-3s, and they come from different sources. The EPA and the DHA come from fish oil, and ALA comes from plant sources, such as flaxseed, it says here.
Right.
And, I notice when we go to our sushi dinner on Wednesday night, and I order sometimes we order a sampler plate of tuna and salmon, and I'm not even sure what's on it. It's chef's choice, but I always feel completely satisfied. I also feel kind of light. It sits well in my stomach.
Yeah, it's not as heavy as other foods.
Right.
Yeah, fish is very light.
And of course, it's not fried or anything, so you don't have that.
Well, yeah, it's very, you're talking about the belly of the fish, which is very easy to digest. So it almost melts in your body, in a sense. That's kind of the feeling I have. It's a very nice feeling. And of course, the different fishes, you can almost see the oils. The salmon has that real pinkish.
Yeah, it's a richer kind of,
Right.
Tuna and salmon are a little bit richer in flavor. Because they have a little more of the oils in them. Yeah. And but it's interesting too, is we worry a little bit about the level of mercury and things in the fish, but apparently
through the manufacturing process, they can substrate that out. The thing about the omega-3s is if we're getting it from fish oil, we're getting it from fish oil that is in cold water. This water is below 60 degrees. So it really makes no sense to put it in a capsule and then set it on a shelf. You have to protect it some ways, and some manufacturers protect it by putting another ingredient like turmeric in it, which is a protectant. But you really need to keep these things in the fridge. And they should be really in the refrigerator from beginning to end, in a sense, unless you have a turmeric or something like that with it. I don't know if there's other things they use, but I know turmeric works pretty well, and there's quite a few companies that use that, and it works really well. So if you're using omega-3s and you find them at the drugstore on a shelf, it's not going to be any good for you. It's going to be rancid already. These oils are very volatile. They get rancid very quickly. They need to be in the cold.
And if you go into the health food store, you always find that the probiotics and the omegas in the refrigerated section.
A lot of them do.
Yeah.
And of course, how much do you need for mental health? There's a lot of information in here. The thing that you need to really, as we get older, we need more and more of this. And we have it in the Primal Edge. We have a plenty in there. If you're over 50, I would say you could take a little bit more, a supplement. Women, maybe a couple of extra. Men, not quite as many as women do. But you do need it.
According to this article, it says that your body uses the omega-3s to build cell membranes. And DHA levels are particularly elevated in brain cells. So that's why they're saying that there is a movement afoot to figure out how much help omega-3s are for brain health, and how do they help with things like cognition and depression. And I have found that, once you hit menopause or you're in perimenopause for the women, the hormone levels change. And there's issues with anxiety and depression and just general feelings of out of well-being. And then today, a lot of young people, particularly women, are having problems with depression and anxiety and stress management. And, of course, with what's going on in the world, that hasn't helped any. But
that's for sure.
There's so many natural things that we're trying to make sure that we're keeping that balance without getting into pharmaceuticals. We we want to be as natural as possible. And the omega-3s really do help.
They help with everything. Your whole heart health, your eyesight, your brain, reproductive advantages. There's all kinds of advantages for using these things. So I highly recommend that you take the Primal Edge and get your omega-3s right there. Stick around, folks. We got a little more.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
TFNN has developed a daily programming lineup for traders by traders. We start every trading day live at 8:30 a.m. with Tommy O'Brien hosting the morning market kickoff as he starts the day off by breaking down everything you need to know about what's going on for the trading day ahead. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento takes your calls and questions live on the air for the opening bell as he hosts Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom and Tommy O'Brien host the Bull Bear Trading Hour. At 11 a.m., it's Kevin Hinks and Alex Coffey from TD Ameritrade Network with Fast Market. Basil Chapman at noon with the Tiger Technicians Hour. Steve Rhodes hosts the Trader's Edge at 1 p.m. Dave White with the Power Trading Hour at 2 p.m. And Tom O'Brien closes out the day for the final hour of trading live from 3 till 4. Don't miss a second of our daily programming lineup. Tune in to Tiger TV every trading day live at TFNN.com. Educating investors.
To help ease the stress, despair, and loneliness caused by pandemic restrictions, 28-year-old Julian Powell came up with a unique way to lift the spirits of isolated seniors by reacquainting them with their favorite music. He brings all these tunes up, and he has this app, and people put in what they liked in their golden years, or what they liked in their early years as they were growing up. Here we have a picture of Elvis with a J45, nice Gibson. And yes, music, we know, there's a connection there. And
yeah, well, sure, you hear a song and it takes you back to a time.
You can even have that same smell that was there while you're listening to a tune a lot of times.
It connects to all your senses.
It does.
It reactivates your brain, and it creates a sense of well-being. And it's interesting they've been using music therapy for palliative care and for helping people with Alzheimer's and dementia and so on, and it has beneficial effects. And in this article he says, I'm not looking to do therapy, but I'm looking to create happiness, feelings of well-being, and
Yeah.
It ties into so many things that we've been working on for this show.
Yeah.
You know, that you have to be mindful, put everything together. Look at your diet, read the newsletter, watch the show, do your own homework, take the Primal Edge, do what you have to do to make the best version of yourself, to make you feel good physically, to make you feel good mentally, to make you feel good emotionally, and pay attention. Pay attention to the things that create those feelings in you.
That's for sure.
And do them.
And that's what really our show is about. You know, we're here at 7 o'clock in the morning every Tuesday morning to try to just give you a little bit of what we're experiencing as seniors in our mid-70s and beyond. We feel like we've got
nothing.
We believe we're going to be here for a long time, and we want to be healthy and take advantage of that health.
Quality of life is very important. And, you know, here on... What is it? Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock on TFNN. The newsletter's available on the website TFNN.com. The promo for the get your Primal Edge and save $25 on the first bottle.
Yeah, pick it up right now, folks, and we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot for sticking around.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. Do you have broken or unwanted jewelry, diamonds, watches, coins, silverware, and other collectibles that you would like to turn into cash? Tiger Precious Metals and Stones will pay fair market value. We make it easy to turn your precious metals that are sitting around in your house into cash. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245 and he will walk you through our safe and secure process. Andy has been in the business buying and selling precious metals for over 15 years. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has just launched our Tiger Dollar